Hello there, I'm Kate Miles from the Mind Body Reset, and I'm here today to talk to you about our challenge for June, which this month is to sit less. Now, I have had sitting referred to as the new smoking, and while this does seem rather extreme, it strongly suggests that sitting for prolonged periods is a huge point of concern. But why is sitting so bad for us? Studies suggest that spending hours in a chair can cause all kinds of damage to your body and even shorten your lifespan. So just what are the concerns? Lower back pain and spinal issues. Prolonged sitting puts significant stress on spinal structures as well as other joints such as the shoulders and hips, especially if your posture is poor. When we sit for a living, especially at our computers or when we use handheld devices a lot, we often slouch, craning our necks forward, which over time can lead to persistent postural misalignment. Sitting also leads to reduced fitness, early muscle fatigue, weakened core strength, and tightened hip flexors and hamstrings, resulting in increased stress on our backs as well as reduced spinal flexibility, plus an increased osteoporosis risk. Vascular problems. If your lower legs and feet get tired, swollen and achy, you could be experiencing fluid pooling into those areas because of excessive sitting, which could put you at risk of DVT or blood clots. Heart disease. Sitting and lack of activity in general is a contributing factor in many cases of cardiovascular disease due to its decreasing effect on blood flow to the legs and increasing effect to blood pressure. Weight gain, obesity and diabetes. Now, some studies show an association between prolonged sitting, weight gain and diabetes, which when we think about it isn't really that surprising, because when we move less, unless we reduce our calorie intake, weight gain becomes inevitable. Plus, a sedentary lifestyle not only tends to encourage snacking, it also affects the way we process the sugars we ingest, and so destination diabetes beckons. From a cancer perspective, sitting at work and a sedentary lifestyle in general both appear to be independent contributors to cancer, such like eating too much red meat or smoking can. So with this in mind, considering your step count could save your life. But just how active should we be? Now, 10,000 steps a day is a nice number, but no one goal is right for us all. And if you sit to work or have health limitations, then it's important that you consider what is normal for you and then think about small changes that you can sneak into your day that can become your new habits over time. Standing desks have become popular, but they're not necessarily the answer, as getting the different requirements for the monitor and keyboard levels right is a challenge, and our tendency to stand with most of our weight on one leg becomes magnified. So standing badly isn't necessarily better than sitting well in a high back supportive office chair. But getting up every 30 minutes or so to move and stretch is ideal. And if that isn't possible, then wriggle your feet and legs under your desk. Now, I find this very helpful on long video calls, for example. But perhaps you could kill two birds with one stone and drink even more healthy fluids so that your trips to the kitchen for top-ups and your increased need for multiple bathroom breaks also ups your step count. And instead of phoning or texting someone in the same house as you or just shouting up the stairs to them, go to them, as every extra step helps. And when you're watching TV, rather than skipping through the adverts, get up, as walking or even just stretching will help. After all, standing burns twice the number of calories as sitting. A step tracker can really be useful though. Firstly, wear it regularly and monitor what's usual for you stepwise. Then look at how much difference these small changes make. And if you don't like their aesthetic, then there are plenty of fancy straps you can get for them these days. But bear in mind that the clip-on options won't pick up your steps as well as the wrist or ankle strap options. However, don't worry, I do understand. You're in pain, you feel ill, you're exhausted, you feel better for rest. And yes, rest is also very important, but not to the exclusion of all activity. So whatever your situation, you can do a little more, and even if it's just a few minutes at a time, especially if that's a stepping stone to more in the future. So if you think you don't have the time, that it's too expensive, that you need equipment or a dedicated workout space, then think again. Get into the habit of working out how you can by thinking about putting just a little more movement into your day. Why not consider taking a turn around the garden, for instance, or moving along to a YouTube video in your living room whilst the dinner's cooking? It really can be great fun, especially if you also morph it into a bit of a karaoke session, for instance. Then afterward, you can enjoy a virtuous rest, preferably in a recliner chair, knowing that you are done for the day. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that helpful. Bye-bye.